Hello, this is my technology integration plan. I am a high school special ed teacher who co-teaches English fundamentals for 12th graders. Due to the high immigrant population at Cottonwood High School in Granite District in Salt Lake County where I teach, the class is basically English language learners and special education students. As a result, in order to help these students learn the high school language arts curriculum, I supplement and scaffold lessons with images and videos. I also try to have a multimedia project each quarter, group project. The students enjoy the group work and the technology involved. Several teachers, both special ed and ELL, several students, both special ed and ELL, excel in technology and its use in the classroom. And its use in the classroom, I believe, helps level the playing field for students who are still acquiring language skills. The project we had in our classroom culminated in a group-created 6-slide Google integration presentation. And this is part of my technology integration plan. The presentation was based on prior instruction and review in the literary elements: plot, setting, character, and theme. Also, we have been studying short stories and narratives about immigration, focusing on teenagers, an experience which many of the students in this class have had. In addition, we have read essays about the issues immigrants face when they leave their country and their friends, and usually their language, behind in order to assume a new identity, language, and culture in the country foreign to them. We discussed the psychological impact on the immigrant of this extreme change and the kinds of reception he or she may find in their new home country. The project is based on this project that the students are doing is based on a short story by Elsa Marston called Lines of Scrimmage, about a Palestinian teenager who comes to the United States and is befriended with his family, by a Navajo teenager who helps him face other students who treat the Palestinian negatively. All language art classes at Cottonwood High School have a class set of Chromebooks. All the language classes in Granite District, actually, a secondary language, which use Google technology. One of the new features of Google, either slides or docs, is the ability to share with other students, thus facilitating group work. The assignment, which I posted in my Granite District Canvas site, is on the screen now. Hopefully. Here it is. Okay. And the assignment is to, create a 5-slide Google Slides presentation about Lines of Scrimmage by Elsa Marston. I assigned it to have groups of 4 people, and it's necessary that one person be the leader because that person has to sort of anchor the project, and although all students can contribute by typing on their Chromebooks. Okay, and then I gave instructions about how they can share and include all 4 people in the group sharing on Google Slides. Okay, the project is, as it says on the paper, 6 slides giving information about 2 characters in the story, the setting, the plot, and the theme. And I wanted to have 1 image on each slide. I think it makes the presentations much more interesting to have that visual aspect. The first slide, the name of the story and the author. Second slide, character. 2 sentences. There are 2 main characters, and I want them to tell something about each of the 2 teenage boys that are in the story. And then setting, 2 sentences. The story takes place in 2 different locations, so I want them to talk about that. Plot, what happens in the story. I want them to give 2 sentences, one talking about what happens at the beginning of the story, in which the Palestinian is struggling with his issue of whether or not he's going to be able to be on the football team, and telling how it ends. The 5th slide tells the theme. Basically the message of the story, why the author wrote the story the way she did. And the 6th slide, the names of the person in a group and one image or avatar for each person. Okay, now I'm going to bring up the project itself. And we'll go to the slideshow. Okay, and this is probably the best, I think, product of the class. And this is the first slide in Lines of Scrimmage with the author's name. This is the slide showing the one image and a little information about the 2 main characters, Amin and Jeremy. The next is a setting. It's set in the Southwest, and the boys go on a trip to Canyon de Chelly in Arizona, and that is basically the climax of the story, the crux of the story. The plot of the story is about a Palestinian immigrant who wants to play football. Okay, and you see really excellent pictures. I really like what these students have done. Okay, the theme. Okay, find the strength within yourself to do anything, and that's really nails it. That's what the story was about, and what the Navajo teenager helped the Palestinian boy realize by taking him on a trip to the desert. And these are the students who did it, and you can see by their names. A couple of them, Abdi is from Africa and Buma is Asian. Those 2 are immigrants, and the other 2 students are from the U.S. And these are the avatars and pictures of the different students that I asked them to include on the final page of the presentation. And that's it. That's about my my technology integration plan. Thanks for listening.